him to appear in court again next February. Jennifer Hansen, 10 News.
There's been a backlash against horror videos as Britain searches for answers in the wake of the James Bulger murder and the life sentences on his schoolboy killers. The case has already split the church and the government in a damaging row over who's to blame. But there's alarm now with a death threat from an uncle of little James.
New Flowers today marked painful memories of the Bulger trial as politicians and churchmen blamed one another in their search for reasons for the murder. Feelings everywhere were running high today, nowhere more than in a phone-in on BBC Television's Good Morning with Anne and Nick programme, when James Bulger's uncle, who was the one called to identify the child's body, threatened to kill the two boys.
Looks to me like everyone's making excuses for them, and there is no excuses. They took the child, they battered them to death, and if they don't stay in jail forever, if they ever get out, we'll be waiting, and when we get hold of them, we'll kill them.
Why did they do it? You know, what was in their minds to do it? Obviously, we couldn't answer that question at that time. I don't think we're in a position to answer it now.
As people ask themselves whether they'd have intervened if they'd seen James and his abductors on their walk towards his murder, an eyewitness broke down and wept as she spoke on the radio today.
I've heard people saying, why didn't someone do this and why didn't someone do that? But, you know, now the guilt's there. I don't think I'd ever get this guilt. I seen them. I heard the baby crying. And I watched them. Oh, God, I watched them. I've got to look out this window every day. I see these kids. I go to bed and I see these kids.
In the Commons, some MPs, struggling to find any kind of action to express their revulsion, turned on horror videos that might have influenced the boys. The children had watched cartoons in this video shop straight after the killing. A month before, John Venable's father had rented Child's Play 3, a mainstream 18-rated black comedy showing a demonic doll being battered to death. The Bulger trial judge surprised the police investigating the case when he suggested violent videos may have played a part in the case. The police said they had no evidence to suggest it. However, responding to criticism, Sky Television said it's dropping tomorrow night's planned screening of Child's Play 3, while another video chain said they were burning 10,000 copies.
And the pressure to ban horror videos such as Child's Play is being felt in Australia. Already here, there are calls for tougher guidelines, as Tracy Spicer reports.
The Child's Play series is available in most Australian video stores. While the federal government says it won't review video classifications, some groups have called for tougher guidelines.
It seems to me some of the more graphic really should be banned because right now they're still accessible one way or another to young kids, and it seems to me that's having an awful impact on these kids.
Criminologists say there's no proof that watching violent videos causes violent behaviour, but there are areas of concern.
We impose rules that keep young people away from alcohol until they're mature enough to use it properly. We should perhaps be moving further along that line with violence on videos.
Tracy Spicer, 10 News.
New revelations today about the Premier's family advertising agency, KNF. The opposition says documents prove Mr Kennett misled Parliament and it has renewed calls for him to stand aside. Vic Caruso reports a KNF client has confirmed government involvement with the agency, which could put the Premier in breach of the law.
Premier Kennett has repeatedly claimed KNF isn't in the big league of agencies because it deliberately avoids lucrative government work.